Hello and welcome to the Curated Nest podcast. I'm Heather Moore, and today I'm talking to Kimberli Werner, an American artist who's uprooted and moved to the UK and has a very unusual home. So grab a cuppa, get comfy, and enjoy the chat. Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Curated Nest podcast. Today I have with me Kimberli Werner. Kimberli is an abstract expressionist artist inspired by the textures, colours, and forms in the natural world, and specifically by decaying and eroding surfaces. She paints intuitively using a variety of mixed media. Her self taught technique focuses on spontaneous creativity and not being tied to any one particular outcome. Her many layered paintings emerge as bursts of spirited energy and colour and can be found at kimberlywerner.com. Welcome along, Kimberli.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Do you want to just introduce yourself a little? I know I've just given you that little introduction, but tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are in the world.
Well, I'm just a little bit outside Thirsk in North Yorkshire, and I'm an expat from originally from the States. I've been here about 16 years, and my I enjoy nature, obviously from the bio and walking, and yeah, just kind of soaking in all of the beauty around where I live in the little rural village.
Yorkshire is such a beautiful place, and I don't think I've ever been to Thirsk itself, but I've been very close, and it would be difficult not to be inspired by the landscapes around there, I think. Do you find as an artist you sort of it doesn't really matter where you are, but you're drawn to little like you say, your work is very textural, so we can see some of it
Mhm.
behind you. We just sort of zone in on little details and things like that as you're walking around.
Definitely, yeah. I'm the kind of person that I will notice all sorts of tiny things that no one else will notice, and when I point them out, they're like, "I didn't even see that." So yeah, I'm definitely always absorbing interesting things.
Do you end up you might be a little bit like me, do you end up with really, really random things in your photo, collection on your phone, and you just one day it'll come up with, "This is a memory from whenever," and you'll be like, "What on earth even is that?"
Yes, I totally relate.
I think it's just it's a creative mind thing, I guess. You kind of think, "Oh, that looks really interesting," and then years down the line with 0 context, you're like, "I have no idea what was even going on that day."
Exactly.
Let's jump into talking all things homes.
Mm.
Um, and it's a very big question to start with. Um, but what is your favorite thing about your home?
Well, I when I first moved to it, I think it was just the um how it was so unusual because it's a converted Methodist chapel, and so it's from the outside it still looks like the old chapel, but from the inside it's very modernized and it's sort of a loft conversion. Really beautiful light in the living room area because the original windows that are just huge. I mean, they go the entire floor to ceiling kind of thing. Um, so I think that's what attracted me at first was just how unusual it was. Plus, it was in like a beautiful location, and it was really easy to walk out the door and take a long walk or a bike ride or something like that. Um, as I got to know the neighbors and the neighborhood, I became a lot more interested in the history of it. And so yeah, it's just fascinating listening to some of the neighbors because this was the place where they got married and celebrated, their christenings and that sort of thing. And so it's really apparently there's also an old a parish note. Oh gosh, I can't think of the right word, but like a book that they took notes for their parish meetings in. That's in the village archive, and so yeah, I think I've just fallen into enjoying the history of it. Um, I also like our garden. It's really it's sort of a long, thin garden, but it backs up to a sheep field that one of the farmers keeps his sheep and lambs and all of that, and so we get to see the changing of the seasons with the when the lambs are born, and so yeah, I guess there's not one favorite thing, but a few.
Sounds so beautiful, and how gorgeous that that building holds so many special memories for so many people that are still in the area.
Yeah.
It's kind of the walls contain all this nostalgia and story already, and now you get to you are living in it, creating all those additional memories, and what a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, it sounds so gorgeous. Um, so the next question is what turned it from a house into a home? But I guess it's even more than that, isn't it? It's taking on a completely new life as a building. But yeah, what made that building feel like home for you?
Well, I think, um, like, being an expat, a lot of times, the first question I get from some people is, um, "Do you do you get to visit, or do you get to go home to visit quite often?" And I know their inference is, are you do you get to travel to the States often? Because in their mind, that's my home. But I always have thought that my home is just where I am. And um, so probably it just comes down to sort of personal touches within the house and plants. I love having plants around me. um, I have a lot of, I think, creative people tend to have a lot of collections. So I have lots of rocks on my windowsills and jars full of feathers and sea glass and shells, just things that I kind of pick up along the way. Um, and of course, my art. I like having that around, and also having the space to sort of keep my art supplies out that I can, dip in and out when I want to. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it. It kind of when we first moved to England, we sold everything to move here and only brought a very small amount that we could kind of fit into suitcases. And so it was a lot of kind of redefining, I think, what I wanted my space to look like. Um, so yeah, I think it's kind of built over those years that I've been here and turned into a really special place.
Yeah, so you kind of started with a clean slate, a blank canvas again, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's really lovely when because we can all look in a catalog and think, "Oh god, that," or a magazine and think, "Oh, that house looks beautiful. I would love to live somewhere like that." But actually you don't wanna transplant a showroom into your home because it's not homely, is it? It's like you say,
Mhm.
it's about building those things up over time and making it feel like your space and understanding how you use a space, like you say, having a space set aside for your creative time when you can just and I know being an artist as well, having a space where you can leave something and come back to it when you're
Mhm.
ready and not have to tidy it all up again and sort of interrupt that flow. It
Definitely.
really changes the way you work, doesn't it?
Mm, it does, yeah. I think it frees you up a bit because I think if you had to put everything away all the time, it's it's that sort of, um I think I personally would end up procrastinating because it'd be like having to drag it out, set it up, then, clean it, put it away. Um, so yeah, this helps me not to procrastinate. Not that I don't, but yeah.
Oh, we
Helps.
all do. We absolutely all do, and I think often starting is the hardest bit, isn't it? And if you've got to restart every single time, then making yourself do the hard bit all the time, where it's just nice to walk in and continue, uh,
Yeah.
or at least that's the way I feel. The other people probably don't, but, yeah, I'm totally with you on that. On the subject of art, do you have a favorite piece of art that you own or a favorite accessory that is really meaningful to you in your home, something that's quite special?
Um, I tend to find that my favorite pieces of art are the ones that I'm working on. I mean, I do have a few favorites that, I really like the ones behind me, uh, and they're from like an older collection. But um, so I'd say that first, and then I have a really special piece of art from my sister, who's also an artist, and when she got married, I sewed her wedding dress, and in exchange, she gave me a piece of her artwork. So it's a really beautiful piece that holds a lot of sentimental value as well. So,
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, but that must have meant so much to her to be walking down the aisle in one of your creations. How gorgeous.
well, it was definitely her design, and then I just sort of took it from there and actually made it into a physical thing. So.
The ultimate collaboration. Wonderful. Oh, beautiful. I guess, yeah, I understand what you mean about like your favorite piece of art that you make is quite often the one that you're working on currently because you're in that process of discovering it. It's the thing that you are currently like really enjoying exploring and sort of pursuing the story of it. And even if you do have kind of a plan, it sometimes you make little decisions along the way while you're creating that take it in a different direction, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Ah. Do you have a favorite room in your home?
Well, I mean, I love my my studio space, and my little office space. It's just kind of a spare bedroom in the house. Um, but I also love our living area, um, mainly because of the light that comes in, and it's very tall and airy, and um, yeah, it just feels very open and spacious. So I think that's my second, my second favorite spot.
Tell us a little bit about your studio then. What is it like? Is it like because I think when I've spoken to people and a, a lot of non-artist people kind of expect to walk into a studio and to be complete and utter chaos, which I guess can be the case, but quite often it isn't.
Yeah, mine's not. Oh, I'm afraid. Because it's an extra bedroom, or was an extra bedroom. There are still a lot of things that I would like to change about it. There's carpet on the floor, um, but it's probably about 12 feet by 12 feet. It's a little square. Has a bit of closet space, and I have a small table in the corner that has my computer and kind of my admin area, and then I have a larger work table, that I work from. I don't work on an easel, I work flat.
Oh.
Um, and then I have a window in front of me and also a window to the side, right near my, art table. So I have nice light and ventilation if I need, that sort of thing. Um So yeah, I mean, I'm always wishing for more storage area, um, and sometimes a bit more space when I want to work bigger. But yeah, that's about it. I have to keep it very tidy. I have to kind of make sure all of my paint stays on the table and not not splashing on the floor. Um, so yeah, it's not as chaotic as you see in the pictures.
Now I know when you see these, artists on in movies and things, and they're flinging paint all over the place, like,
Exactly. Like, oh, if only.
yeah, the freedom feels great, but, who's picking that up afterwards?
Right. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I know when we had a separate space built in our garden for my studio, and the first decision that I made was, we are not spending a ton of money on flooring. It's just gonna be functional, something I can wipe. And
yeah.
and, because, I mean, I use, inks and they're pretty thick and so they don't really drip, but I am by nature quite a clumsy person, so I'm always gonna drop something, I drop a roller or a palette knife or something, it's gonna happen. Um,
Yes.
Carpet is not your friend in that situation.
No. No.
Um, where would you say is your happy place? I mean, it could be right now, it could be somewhere from the past, but where are you finding your zen and your energy?
Hmm. I think being outside and walking in nature. My husband and I are avid long distance walkers, and so we like to take a trip at least once a year, like a week long, and do a long distance path around the country. And so, yeah, it's just that kind of slow movement, and I'm always overwhelmed with sensory um, things that are coming my way, textures and patterns and colors and smells and all of that. But yeah, I love it. I love the just being outdoors. Um, we used to live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it was yeah, just the colors of the desert and the sunsets and mountains are just absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's um I suppose it kind of ties into being my happy place of being in nature and yeah, outside around trees.
Yeah. Yeah, trees are, um, something that my daughter is completely obsessed with and has been. She's 9 now, but even as a baby, I knew that if she was resisting sleep and I took her for a walk in her pram through, the woods, um, in the Dean and things near us, that she would spend so long just staring up at leaves and swaying branches, and that would she'd be out like a light. So I know she doesn't fall asleep now, but I know that if she, is in need of some calm, we go
Mm.
somewhere with trees. They just seem to have this really special I don't know, there's just something about trees, isn't there, that's, yeah, quite mystical, I think.
Mm, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe it's like the Chronicles of Narnia, uh, Lord of the Rings kind of magical trees having their personality. I don't know what it is, but the
Yeah.
rustle of the leaves and I know
Mm.
what you mean about the whole sensory overload. Like if you're in nature, there's kind of almost nothing going on and everything going on all at the same time.
That's a good way to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I love that. We occasionally find some good words. So, you were envisaging your dream home. What would it look like? Would it have elements of where you are now, maybe things from your past? Would there be something completely different going on?
Well, I think where I am, it's pretty close to being my perfect spot. Um, but if I could change it at all, I think I'd move it towards the sea. And, 'cause, yeah, I love, walking on the beach, and I love those sort of cliff top, um, walks, and so, yeah, if I could move this house to a cliff top with the sea as my view, I think that would be my perfect spot.
Yeah. I see my daughter is the forest walker. I am constantly drawn to the coast. So if I need to be re-energized or find my calm or just sort of recenter, I just walk into the room and I say to my husband, I need to be at the beach. And he knows I'm in business. Let's all get in the car. He needs to chill. It's a really grounding, and it's again, it's one of those incredible places for smells and sounds that completely stop you in your path. Like
Mm,
you can't go to the coast without being hit by that incredible salty air and hearing the seagulls, and yeah, I feel like it just slows everything down.
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And the wind, the breezes tend to just clear everything. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was saying this with another guest. There's no bad weather to be at the beach. It's if you've got the right clothes, if you've got wellies and a waterproof, you are good to go in any weather. And it's fascinating how you can go to the same place, whether it's the coast or whether it's a forest. You go to the same place on 2 different days, and it's like they're completely different.
Mm, I love that. Yeah, I mean, we live near a lake, well, within walking distance, not quite close, but, um, and yeah, I totally agree. It changes all the time. Um, and yeah, I just love kind of watching those changes.
And then you get to come home to your beautiful converted church, built little sanctuary.
Yeah,
Well, now it is time for the quick fire questions. Are you ready?
I think so. Yeah.
You get a choice of two things, and you just need to pick one of them.
Okay.
Okay. So, classic or modern?
Definitely modern.
Oh. Maximalist or minimalist?
I would say minimalist. Even sometimes my paintings might be the other way. But yeah, I'll say minimalist.
I guess, they would be perfectly housed in quite a minimalist situation because then they get to breathe and speak for themselves within that, don't
Mm,
they? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, Given what we've been chatting about, I think we know the answer to this one, but country or city?
Oh, definitely country. Yeah.
Don't get quite the same walks in the city.
Definitely not. No. Um, yeah. I tend to get very anxious in cities.
It's sensory overload, but in a completely different way, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
A bit of a daft one, swimming pool or games room?
I think swimming cool to be near water.
And then the last one, chef or cleaner?
Hmm. I would say cleaner. Um, I like to cook. My husband's a really good cook as well. So we don't really need help in that area, but yeah, be nice to have a clean back.
You will not be surprised to learn that, the overwhelming majority thus far has been for cleaners rather than
Really?
yeah, I think there's something quite social and enjoyable about cooking when you have the time at least, isn't there?
Mm,
Whereas
yeah,
but I've never have ever got a kick out of cleaning.
me either. No.
It's nice when it's done, but, no, there's no joy in that task for me. I do know a couple of people who suggest otherwise, but, no, it's not for me.
Not for me either.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. If anybody wants to come and find out more about your beautiful artwork and what you do, where can they come and find you?
The best place is my website. I'm at kimberlywerner.com, and that's Kimberly with an I at the end, and Werner with an E. And because everything else is there, they can find my list of exhibitions I'm participating in, or uh, social media links are there. And yeah, they can find me. That's the best place.
Fabulous. And we will put your website and your social media links in the show notes. So there doesn't need to be any confusion about spelling your name.
Okay.
All be there ready for them just to tap.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on and chatting to me about your incredibly interesting home.
Thank you.
Definitely very different from anything that I've chatted to anyone about so far. So that was really
Nice.
lovely. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Heather. Yeah. Thank you. It's been nice.
If you enjoyed this episode, then don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all of those things. Leave a review wherever you are tuning in and come back for next episode.